Welcome to the Effortless Edge Podcast with me, Guinevere Ellis. Having spent over 30 years working on results with well-known companies, CEOs, and entrepreneurs from all over the world, as well as high net worth individuals and high-profile personalities, I'm here to share how you can create success in a more effortless way. So last time we were talking a little bit about, how you were conditioned as a child and the things that you were taught, purely for survival, really reasons, or to keep you safe. This is what our well-meaning parents did. They just wanted to look after us without really realizing the implications of that for us later on in life. So I want you to consider the kind of life that you want. So I was talking earlier about, what is it that you really want? And I want you to take a second and imagine what life is like. Imagine that you've now decided what you want and you have understood how that conditioning, that early programming was keeping you stuck. And I want you to imagine that it's now gone. It's now gone. And now you're living the life that you only ever dreamt of before. You are living this amazing life that everyone else thinks is unrealistic, but you've done it. You're living that kind of life. When you start to imagine that scene where you're living and you've done it and it's kind of behind you now, like you've done it, you've achieved it already, there's a sudden kind of relaxation, sudden relief feeling around it, like you've done it. Like when you're thinking that you want to achieve something, there's kind of more tension in your body, like, I want to do it, but I'm not sure if I can. But if you imagine it's done, you've achieved it, you're living that life, then you suddenly feel more relaxed. And that is the key to really achieving the kind of life that you've only ever dreamt of before, is to imagine how you would feel if you had done it. I want to bring in a little bit about my own story here, just to kind of put it in context. So I trained as an accountant. I qualified and pursued a corporate career, a very successful corporate career by all intents and purposes. I had very senior roles in the corporate world for many years. And from the outside in, it looked like I was very successful. I had a great life. I lived in London. I had a beautiful apartment in St. John's Wood, a beautiful part of London, a great position, good salary, as people would class. And from the outside, you would think that I had a great life. But I was so miserable, because I never wanted to do accountancy. I never wanted to do that. I thought that I did. I thought that I wanted to do that, but actually I didn't. I realized later on in life that I only did it because I believed that's how you became successful. I wanted to study psychology as my major at university, but I was guided by family and parents and teachers and so on to do something professional, to do what is regarded as the way to success. And so that's what I did. I studied accountancy, I qualified, and I progressed quite rapidly in that corporate world, because I thought that's how you do it. But I was miserable. I'd got to this level, earning 6 figures with a good job as it appeared from the outside. But here's the thing. Is it really a good job just because it earns decent money? Number one, not if you're miserable. And number two, what's decent money anyway? I thought 6 figures a year was a really good salary. And you might be watching this or listening to this and thinking, well, it is. But that's only when you compare it to less. It's not a great salary when you compare it to 7 figures a year, because nothing is big or small. It's just relative. It's just relative. But we all have a financial cap in our minds, how much we will ever earn. And it comes back to that early conditioning. So I believed that this was as good as it got. I believed that getting to that level was as far as I could go, because I believed that if I wanted to be a millionaire, if I wanted to be more successful and travel first class and have this amazing life that I dreamt of, I believed that was only possible if I worked really, really, really hard and sold my soul to a corporation. That's what I believed was possible. And I never wanted to work that hard. So I kind of resigned myself to the fact that, well, this is as good as it gets, unless you want to really, really work crazy hours. And I don't. So this is it. But that was just all such nonsense when I look back now. And I remember pivotal points in my life. And you may have had one like this yourself. I remember driving on a motorway, the M25 that goes around London. I was going to work in a corporation. I did not like the company. I did not like the work. I didn't particularly like the style of management. But I was in that car feeling fed up and miserable. And it was raining and the cars were everywhere. And I remember stopping and looking at a billboard on the side of the road. And there was a picture of a beach and a bottle of beer in the beach. I think it was Budweiser or something like this. It was an advert. And a palm tree and a blue sky. And I remember looking at it and thinking, there's got to be a better way of life. I'm stuck in this car in traffic with everyone hooting and it's raining and I hate the place I'm going to. And I just thought there's got to be a better way. And for me, that was a turning point because I made a decision. I am changing my life. And what you find is that if you make a decision, things start to shift, ideas start to come, things start to flow. And my life changed so dramatically over the next few years that I needed binoculars to look back at where I used to be that day on that motorway. When I look at how society, school, university, and so on taught me that's the way to live. That's the way to be successful. Just get a job, just earn six figures, have one holiday a year, live hand to mouth, because let's be honest, however much you earn, you just spend it, right? You earn more, you get a better car. You earn more again, you get a better house. You earn more again, you get better clothes. Your life doesn't really change. Not really. You're just kind of living the same kind of routine, just at a different level. But if you really want to change your life, like night and day, you can do that. I did it. As an example, now I have a business with clients from all over the world, particularly a lot in America, Dubai, many in India, in all of Europe. And I work a few hours a day, like literally a few hours a day, and I'm a fully present parent. Now, I don't say that to impress you. Whoa, look at me. It isn't about that. It's not about me at all. It's about showing you that anything is possible if you open your mind. Because that day when I was sitting in that car, before I saw that billboard, I would have told you that it wasn't possible to live this kind of life that I now lead. I would have told you that's crazy. Like, how would I even start a business? What would I do? I don't know anything about the online world. I don't know anything about being an entrepreneur. Where would I even start? I had no idea. But when you make a decision, and for me, the pivotal point was seeing that billboard, and I just thought, I've got to change my life. So here's something for you to think about right now. The average life expectancy here in the UK, anyway, is 82 years, I think. So if you imagine 82 years you've got, that's 82 summers, 82 winters, 82 autumns, 82 springs, 82 Christmases, that's it, 82, that's what you've got. If you take your age off that, so let's just pick a random number to make it easy. Let's say you're 42 right now. That means you've got 40 years left. Now, if you take that 40 and you multiply it by 365, it will give you a figure of, 14,000 or whatever. That's how many days you've got left to create this life that you want. That's it. 14,430 or whatever it comes to. That's it. So how many more of those days do you want to live your equivalent of being stuck in the M25 in the rain on a way to a job that you hate? Because the time is now. My friends, this is it. This is your life. And you can change it. But here's the thing, you have to really want to. Because if you think, well, it'd be nice, but I'm fine as I am, then you won't do what's necessary to change it. And I'm not talking about working hard. It isn't about that. As I shared with you, I work a few hours a day now. But the thing is, you have to be prepared to really delve into knowing who you are, what you believe to be true, and knowing that you want to change it to achieve the life that you've only ever dreamt of. And my friends, it's possible for you as well. I'll see you in the next steps.